Week 14 edition. I'm your host, the Dread Man. Here's my boy Flipside. Flip, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Doing good, my guy. Just watching some basketball tonight. Games
Awesome.
are kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm just chilling tonight.
Yes,
Just happy my team finally got a win, even though that kind of hurts us a little bit because I'm hoping for a Marvin Harrison grab from the draft. But
wow, you checked
I'm
out
really
already?
happy. I mean, we ain't got really a big chance to make the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of over for our season already.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just hoping that we get a good draft pick because yeah, this team needs it. And plus we need the record to go down a bit so that Staley has to go because it's about that time we make a coaching change. That's all I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But wow, man. I mean, this was a week of upsets. It definitely was. And it was also a week of downs and disappointments, aka my Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what the hell happened there. But oh yeah, Jordan Love surprised the living hell out of me this week. I mean, beating Patrick Mahomes? Wow. And the playoff race.
Remember what I said? Remember what I said last week? I said if Jordan Love beats the Chiefs, I'll change my entire perspective on him. I was saying that he was bad and that he wasn't the guy in Green Bay. I have to change that. I have to change that now. That man went out and balled. It wasn't like he just got carried by the defense. Like he balled out and showed us that he's on his way. So yeah, I gotta give him his props for that.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I recall about a decade and a half ago, people were saying the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. Oh man, I don't know if this team's going to be in good hands with Favre gone. He can't fill his shoes. I don't know. Like I said, if you give somebody a couple years, they can show you. Now, mind you, this is just one game. I mean, it also is one step in the right direction too, for the Packers anyway. But all right, man. Anyway, game of the week. What was your game of the week for week 13?
Let me see. I'm looking at them right now. I'm trying to remember which one stood out. That Bills Eagles one was last week.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm tripping. Let's see. What was a good game? I'm trying to think. The 49ers and Eagles that was a smoke fest.
Yeah.
What happened? The Seahawks Cowboys game.
That game was on Thursday night last week.
That might be game of the week. I'm trying to see
if
there's another one. I watched another one that I was thinking to myself, yeah, this might be it too. Oh, Jaguars Bengals. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's
Oh get well soon to Sunshine.
Joe Burrow? Oh, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, and the thing is, you know what's crazy?
Yeah, that might be my game of the week. The Cowboys Seahawks one was fun. It was a little too penalty-ish.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bailout calls, I would say. So that one kind of like took it down a notch a little bit for me. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna have to go with this Bengals Jaguars game because Jake Browning he surprised basically everyone. Mm-hmm. He went out there and balled out. Jamar Chase went out there. I remember I said Jamar Chase is going to have one of those D-Hop games where he can just be a journeyman wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
And he showed up. I think he had like 10 catches for 140. But yeah, that might be my game of the week. The Trevor Lawrence injury was unfortunate, but it was late. It was late in the game. So C.J. Beathard came in. He got them in field goal range, did what he had to do, managed the game well, but Jake Browning, man, he balled out. Yeah. He really came to play, and yeah, that was a very, very fun game to watch. It was just, it was fun throughout the whole thing. So yeah, that one where Seahawks Cowboys is my game of the week.
Absolutely. Me, like I said, I'm gonna give it to Seahawks Cowboys, man, because, and like I said, a lot of people say that the Cowboys kind of the officials actually robbed the Seahawks, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it was a high-scoring, very, very fun game to watch. All right, now, most improved team of the week. I'm going to go Green Bay Packers here because a lot of people, they were the underdog going up against. Yeah, they were the underdog going up against the Chiefs. And now they're back in the conversation. Yeah. They can the thing is, if things keep going their way, they can weasel their way back into the playoff hunt. But anyway, what was your most improved team of the week?
I got to go with the Packers here. The Packers showed that they can, hang with these high potential teams, because when we think of the Detroit Lions this year, we think of the Chiefs this year. We have these two teams like going to the playoffs. We have the the Lions making a bit of a run in the playoffs. We have the Chiefs potentially going back to the Super Bowl because we just, put the Chiefs on that pedestal. So for them to back-to-back games win against these teams, I got to give them their props. Like, they're improving as a team. A.J. Dillon looks great in the run game with Aaron Jones gone. Christian Watson is having his breakout year. Jordan Love having a breakout year. So, this team is on their way, and that defense is no slouch. They gave Patrick Mahomes problems last week, and they've been giving a lot of the teams problems this year. So, I got to go with the Packers here. They're becoming a complete team slowly but surely.
And the ever so coveted choke of the week. Who you got?
Ooh, choke of the week. Let me see. Who choked harder? Man. I'm not going to say...
the Bengals? Well...
I mean, there's no game really that's really choky.
Yeah.
You think about it? I'm looking at... Well, I mean, I guess you could say the Jaguars choke.
Yeah, the Jaguars choke.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, the Bengals.
That's the only thing I can think of. But Jake Browning just balled out. So it's like, how can I say they choked,
Yeah.
It's not like their defense is just some crazy, crazy situation over there. It's not like Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence didn't both go down. So it's just an unfortunate game for them. So, you know what? For the first time, I will say there is no choke of the week. First time ever, no choke of the week this week.
Wow. Okay. I might attest. I could actually. You can make that argument. I'll attest with you with that. But all right, anyway, let's get into Week 14. We got the Thursday night football game. We got the New England Patriots going on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got? Steelers, Patriots.
All right, so the rain game kind of helped us against the Patriots last week. I don't think that it's going to be a cold weather game for this Patriots-Steelers game. Trubisky, I mean, to be honest, he might be a little bit better than Kenny Pickett.
I disagree.
You think so?
You can get one good. I think you can get one good quarter out of Mitch Trubisky. Maybe a good half, but he can't play a full 60 minutes to save his damn life. Kenny Pickett. The thing is, Kenny Pickett just can't stay healthy. That's his only problem. Yeah. Anyway, go on.
I mean, Pickett can't stay healthy, but I mean, from what we've seen, Pickett's not really a really, he's not excellent at quarterback. He's all right. He give you a couple good plays.
Yeah, he's serviceable.
But give Trubisky a week with the first team. Give him some first team reps. Get him acclimated to Deontay Johnson and Pickens, and he can go out there and probably do the same exact thing as Pickett, or at least close enough to make this the Steelers team that we expect, because we're expecting Najee Harris to run the ball a lot. We're expecting Jaylen Warren to run the ball a lot. We're expecting a big play from George Pickens. We're expecting the short yardage, the yak plays from Deontay Johnson. So all you have to do is just go out there and operate. Yeah. And I think that they can do that with Trubisky at quarterback. The issue is the Patriots are, I'm not going to say they're the best defensive team, but they're pretty good defensive.
Yeah.
They don't have Ramondre Stevenson this week. Zappy is not a great quarterback. His receivers are dropping balls left and right. So this seems like a sucky game. This seems like one of those low-scoring games where nobody can move the offense, but I have more faith in the Steelers' offense to get the ball moving because I have more faith in Najee Harris and I have Ezekiel Elliott at this point in time, which is crazy to say.
But it's 2023. It ain't 2019. Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
So, give me the Steelers in this. I'm going to say low-scoring game, 13-10 over the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I got it a low-scoring game, too, because last week's Steelers team was atrocious, and we got bit by the injury bug on 4 separate occasions. But T.J. Watt will be back. I'm not sure if he's 100%. And let's see, who else? Oh, yeah, one of our other linebackers is out, number 50. He's out with a groin injury, and it's unknown if he'll even come back this season or not, but we'll see. But the thing is, you're correct. All this Pittsburgh Steelers got to do is just be serviceable. They don't. I mean, and you're right. They have the Patriots have a pretty decent offense. I mean, a pretty decent defense. The offense don't make me laugh. I mean, because they haven't scored a double digits in quite some time. But I think that they might break double digits in this game, but it's going to be low scoring. So going ahead and give me the Pittsburgh Steelers 17-13 over New England. Next up, you got NFC South matchup. You got the Tampa Bay Bucks going on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. Who you got? Bucks Falcons. This is interesting.
All right, so before we continue with this, I actually have a question for you. I was gonna wait for all the guys to get here, but it might just be us two tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go down a list and name a couple quarterbacks to you.
Uh-huh.
And I want you to tell me if they're a drop, give them one more year, or they're the quarterback to roll with for the future.
I know exactly which one you're gonna start with. Brock Purdy. Brock. Why? How did I know that?
Yeah, you know what? I'll start with Brock Purdy. Because we're doing Falcons, I was gonna ask you Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder.
But Purdy was on that list.
All right, Desmond Ridder. I think we should be a little bit more patient with him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying one more year?
I would. I'd give him another year.
Okay. What about Kenny Pickett?
Give him another year. I'm going to be a little bit more patient than most of the Steelers faithful.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go with Brock Purdy. Is he the guy? One more year or drop?
Now, a lot of people say that he's overrated because he pretty much I read this comment on Twitter and they're like, well, I think it's true because he pretty much has the Avengers as his supporting cast. He's got Christian McCaffrey, he's got Brandon Ayuk, he's got George Kittle, he's got let's see, who else has he got? Deebo Samuels. Look at who the hell he's got. He's got an all-star squad. All you got to do is just not mess it up. So a lot of people can say, well, his offense makes him look better than what he actually is. If you put him behind a lesser team, then we'll see the real Brock Purdy. But hey, Brock Purdy found himself in a good situation, so I can't get mad at him. But I think that he might be the guy for now, for the next 3 or 4 years. So he's the guy for now.
All right, next up, is it Baker Mayfield?
Oh, boy. He's a system quarterback. He's a very, very serviceable guy. I think that you give him one more year, at least until you can find... I mean, unless they completely piss this season away and tank, then I say you keep Baker Mayfield... I say you keep him on that squad as a starter.
Okay. Justin Fields.
Done. He's done.
You got him as done? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I hate to say that. I hate to say it too, but the Bears need to move on from him. Maybe he'll do better somewhere. I don't want to see him out of the league. Maybe he'll do better somewhere else as a starter, maybe be the backup, but I think he's done with the Bears.
Okay. Let's go next up. Geno Smith.
Oh, he's the guy. I'm confident.
You think he's the guy?
I think he got his second win. He got his second win with the Seahawks, so I think he's the guy for them.
So you think they're rolling with him for at least the next 3 years?
3 years, yeah, I would.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs is basically Fitzmagic 2.0. He's a journeyman quarterback. He's serviceable no matter where he goes. I say you give him one more year with the Vikes.
Okay. So you think you know what? We'll make it a double. Kirk Cousins.
He's done.
You think he's done?
I got him as done. Now he's getting up there in age. He's a journeyman QB too. He's just not that, he had his run. I'll give him props and I'll give him credit. He had his run, but I think he's done as a starter in this league.
Right.
Anyway.
Speaking of quarterbacks that might be done, Jimmy Garoppolo. You think he stays in Vegas or do they move on?
He stays in Vegas, but I think he's a backup.
You think? Oh, so you don't even give him the 1 year as a starter? You just give him 1 more year as a backup?
Yeah, bench him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Jordan.
Ryan Tannehill.
Who?
Ryan
Tannehill. I say he's done. He shouldn't be starting in 2023, 2024 anyway.
I agree.
Yeah.
So there's a lot from what you were saying. There's a lot of quarterbacks that might be taking the plunge next year because you named maybe about Maybe like five quarterbacks that you said that should be gone. So.
Oh yeah, Jordan Love. Oh yeah, right quick, Jordan Love. I say we
Jordan Love's a keeper.
Yeah, I think he's a keeper. Yeah, I think he's a keeper.
I can't see him after these couple performances. I can't see them thinking to themselves, "Oh yeah, he's the guy that's we gotta reconsider."
Mm-hmm.
Because it's his first year as a starter. They're gonna get the tape on him. They're gonna go back and they're gonna they're gonna see if what they can fix about him, and then next year is where they kind of let him loose and they see like, okay, is he the guy or is he not the guy?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's definitely a 1 more year kind of guy, but I think, in my opinion, he's probably there for at least the next 3 to 4 years.
Exactly, because who do you replace with? Who do you replace him with on such short notice? Nobody.
Exactly, and it's not like they're low in the standings right now.
Exactly, it's not like they're tanking.
Like
so yeah.
Williams, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's stuck there.
Yeah.
For at least not.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see, Falcons versus Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my issue with this game. The Buccaneers are a great run defense,
mm-hmm.
and that seems to be all the Falcons can really do. Desmond Ridder, I mean, we've seen it time and time again. He's an all right quarterback. He's nothing special. He's not going to take over a game. If he does, it's a once in a lifetime ordeal.
Yeah.
I don't see this Bucs team really folding to this Falcons defense. Mike Evans is having a hell of a year. He just got his 10th 1,000-yard season last week.
Congrats to him.
So he's rolling. Chris Godwin, I mean, he's not having the greatest season, but he's still, Chris Godwin. And Baker Mayfield, as much as we kind of trash on him, he's been a serviceable quarterback. He's done what he needs to do. But, I mean, obviously it's not enough. But it's enough to beat the Falcons.
Absolutely.
So even though it's a home game for the Falcons, I'm still rolling with the Bucs here. I just don't think this Falcons running game is gonna pick up any steam. So give me the Bucs in this 23-17 over the Falcons.
Wow, I actually got the Falcons 24-21 over the Bucs. I think, and the thing is, because here's the thing. Atlanta's riding high off of momentum, and Tampa Bay's kind of in limbo. And if they're not careful, the Saints are going to creep back up into that NFC South picture. And I think they got a better shot at it than Atlanta and Tampa Bay, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, I got Atlanta in this game. Like I said, 24-21. It's going to be close, but still. All right, next up, NFC North matchup. You got the Detroit Lions on the road against the Chicago Bears. Who you got? Lions, Bears.
Lions, Bears. I gotta go with the Lions here. As much as the Lions have been selling to quarterbacks we thought weren't good, the difference between Jordan Love and Justin Fields for me is that the Lions have played him more. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, the Lions haven't played him. I guess they have played him more because Jordan Love really is starting his first year this year. Mm-hmm. But the Lions have played Justin Fields a bit more. They know his kind of offensive scheme. And this Bears team, as much as we want to have Justin Fields do great, it's just the team isn't built to do great with.
Yeah.
And this Lions team has been giving up a lot of points to offenses that shouldn't even be in the game. But for some reason, something's telling me that the Lions just have a lot of heart to keep up because, I mean, what's his name? Justin Jefferson is coming back this week. Mm-hmm. So the Vikings can easily still catch these Lions if they don't pick up the pace. So that being said, I got to go with the Lions in this one just off of playoff momentum. They're still in the fight. They're still fighting for spots. So I'm going to go with the Lions to win this. I'm going to say 27-21 over the Bears.
Yeah. I say the Bears fight as well, but I mean, it's NFC North football in December. What else can you expect? But man, Detroit, their weapons, like Chicago, they can't hold it. They can't hold a candle to Detroit's weapons. They got too many weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Defense might be a different story. Well, even Chicago's defense isn't what it once was. But yeah, go on ahead and give me the Lions in this game. Let's say 27-17 over Chicago. All right, next up. Oh, this should be very interesting. You got the Indianapolis Colts going on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. Who you got? Bengals Colts.
Damn, after this Jake Browning game, it's hard to really sit here and be like, man, the Colts got a freebie in this one. Ja'Marr Chase has been balling.
Yeah, he's been the workhorse. Him and Joe Mixon. Yeah.
Joe Mixon balling.
Yeah.
Jake Browning, he's not turning the ball over like crazy. He's doing his job. He's running. He was running. He was up there running the ball, just trying to make sure that they can, keep the drives going.
Exactly.
He didn't even start off slow. I mean, okay, yeah, he did start off slow, but I feel like that was just them trying to get him accustomed to the game speed. They hit him with a couple, screen passes, trying to, just get him a rhythm. And once that rhythm hit, he was off to the races. Second quarter, I think, he was just throwing the ball. He was flinging it down the field. He was running with his legs. He was making plays. And so when I see that, I think to myself, yeah, the Colts have a pretty good defense. Mm-hmm. I don't expect the Bengals to put up 35 again, but this might be a game. It's not like the Colts have some quarterback of the future on their side too right now, because Anthony Richardson is out for the year.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, he's good, but he's not going to go out there and blow the team out the water, really. This might be a close game. And talent-wise, both teams are, they're pretty close, but the thing that's kind of like iffy is Jonathan Taylor's out. Gardner Minshew he's an okay quarterback.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman is good, but he's not Ja'Marr Chase good. Josh Downs is good, but he's not T. Higgins good. Zach Moss he's been pretty good this year. Previous years with the Bills and all those guys, not so great. And then you got Joe Mixon on the other side, PPR back. He's a 3-down back. He can go out there and do what he's got to do. You need goal line work, Joe Mixon. You need receiving work, Joe Mixon. So I got to go offensively towards the Bengals here, even with Jake Browning in. It looks like he's got trust in his O-line already, because usually Joe Burrow, he's a quick guy. He's, it's get the ball, get it out quickly with him, because he's a little paranoid about that O-line, which is understandable. I mean, his legs have been killed over the last couple seasons. Yeah. So this might be Jake Browning season. As much as I hate to say it, the Bengals might still have a little bit of fight left in this AFC playoff race. So give me the Bengals in this one. I'm going to say 23-20 over the Colts.
All right. I'll see your Colts and raise you. I'll see your Bengals and raise you Colts. I don't know if I can't say that Jake Browning is a better QB than Gardner Minshew, even though that's not really saying much. And you might actually be right about Cincy having possibly the better weapons. You might be right about that. It's just a matter of execution, and if Cincy doesn't turn the ball over. They've been doing a good job of not turning the ball over. But thing is, Cincy pretty much plays to the competition, and we saw the way they played the Jags last week. And the Jags are still. Cincy is still in it, but I think it may be the writing on the wall may be for Indy to take this one, especially because they need this game a little bit more. Well, both of them, they're on equal footing right now in the AFC race, especially in that wild card race. But we'll see. I'm going to gamble and give this one to the Colts. Give me the Colts in this game. 24-23 over Cincy. Next up, you got the Jacksonville Jags going on the road against the Cleveland Browns. Who you got? Jags, Browns.
Oh, man. See, now this is where it gets nasty, because C.J. Beathard, on the other hand, is sitting there without Christian Kirk for, I think, for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Or at least for a few weeks with that groin injury. Calvin Ridley, he's been all right this season, but he's not that guy that you can kind of rely on like a Ja'Marr Chase or DeAndre Hopkins, he's good, but I'm not really sitting there like, yeah, Calvin Ridley can, he can go out there and get some stress off of C.J. Beathard in that pocket. Not counting on it. Zay Flowers or Zay Jones, he's all right receiver, but still, once again, not one of those guys you can really rely on as a backup quarterback coming in. Travis Etienne is a great running back, but if you have a backup quarterback in there, they can probably stuff the box a little bit more on him. He's not like a real crazy power back. He's shifty. He still can,
he's solid,
but
he's solid.
It's just this one's looking a little iffy to me, man. It's not. Well, I mean, we did have no faith in Jake Browning, and he came out and balled out. So let me not, count C.J. Beathard out right away. But Browning was a bit more fresh, and he's not going up against the Browns defense. He was going up against the Jags. And the Browns defense, on the other hand, Myles Garrett and all those guys are about to be on his head.
Oh yeah.
So
that defense is going to have to carry the game.
This might be a Joe Flacco game. Joe Flacco to Amari Cooper. Joe Flacco, he won a Super Bowl. We can't spread him too much. So, I got to go with the Browns here just off of defense because the Jags aren't some super defensive juggernaut. The Browns are.
Yeah.
Both offenses are going to be a bit iffy.
Yeah.
But
is which caller going to be back? Is Trevor Lawrence going to be back?
No, he's gone for a few weeks at least.
Yikes.
Yeah, this is a C.J. Beathard kind of situation here. So from what we saw in that Bengals game with Beathard, I don't have a ton of faith. So I'm gonna go with the Browns here. I'm gonna say Browns. I'm gonna say Browns 20, Jaguars 13.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat with you. Cleveland's at home in this game, and C.J. Beathard, I don't see him, that Browns front seven might feast, man, especially if Jacksonville can't get that running game going. That's what's going to be the tricky part of it. But, yeah, I got this game, let's say Browns 23-20. I'll give Jacksonville a little credit. Yeah, 23-20 Browns. Next up, you got the New Orleans Saints at home against the Carolina Panthers. Let's go ahead and make this quick. The Saints, they're kind of, they've been in limbo as well, too. They've been looking a little bit iffy. But the thing is, look at their weapons, though. Look at Chris Olave. He's 100% healthy. Alvin Kamara's getting back to where he was. It's just their quarterback situation is a little bit, suspect. But Carolina, they're in tank mode right now. Not really much to say about them. Short, sweet, and to the point. Give me the Saints in this game 27-10. Who you got? Saints, Panthers.
I gotta go with the Saints here. The Panthers have been playing teams a little bit hard lately. I think that's more so because Chuba Hubbard is out there. I guess they really don't have much to play for anymore. I think they made some coaching changes recently too, so maybe that helped a little bit. But I still got the Saints in this. I don't think I can rely on this Panthers team to go out here and upset them. The Saints are still trying to fight to keep that divisional spot. And their team is good. I think Derek Carr is out again. I think he's back in concussion protocol. But I like Jameis Winston anyway. I think Jameis Winston is just as good as Derek Carr. So, I might have to go with the Saints still in this one. I'm going to say Saints 21, Panthers 16.
Alrighty. Next up,
and that's another guy. Before we go, Derek Carr, is he gone next year? Or are they keeping him another year, or is he the guy? Because all these injuries lately, he might have to go for me. It might be time to let him go. One and done type of situation.
Yeah, unless something drastic happens, I think he does need to go. He's a backup at best. I think they, might get a new QB in the draft, and he's the backup.
Yeah, I can see that. He wouldn't be bad as a backup either.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
They paid him too much to do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. All right. Anyway, next up, we got the Houston Texans going on the road against the New York Giants. The New York Jets. The Jets, they're okay. The Jets are actually solid. Their record doesn't reflect how skilled, how skilled they are. But the Houston Texans, I mean, they're on one. This could be a potential trap game because they're on the road. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was agreeing with you. The Texans are on one.
Yeah, they're
great team right there.
Yeah, they're on one right now. But like I said, this could be a potential trap game because they're not used to playing in New York. But yeah, I mean, their running game is their running game is great. Their receivers, are pretty much top notch. And C.J. Stroud is C.J. Stroud. He rookie of the year. I'm already calling him as rookie of the year. But yeah, and I just
remember Tank Dell was out for the year, so he lost Tank for the year, and Zach Wilson is back at quarterback. So let's think about these thingies.
But yeah, I don't really think that should scare Houston too much. I mean, like I said, you can get a couple of good quarters out of Zach Wilson, but that's all you're gonna get. At least C.J. Stroud's consistent. I mean, and so going ahead and give me the Texans in this game 23-17. All right, who you got? Jets, Texans.
Jets, Texans. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to lean towards Texans here.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson is back. This might have been like one of those benchings where it's an eye opener for him, and he comes out and he plays better, takes him more seriously. But we've seen this before. He's been benched countless times, and he comes back. And, he's just Zach Wilson again. Yeah, I'm not gonna expect much from him this week. The Jets defense has been getting carved up a bit, and that's more than likely because the Jets offense can't keep the ball long enough. So it's just countless, drives of them playing defense until they eventually tire out. This Texans team is nice. Dameon Pierce, he came back. He looked pretty good. Devin Singletary, in his absence, looked great. So that's a great 1-2 punch they have in the backfield. They lost Tank Dell, but they got Noah Brown back. They got him back, but he's going to be doing more reps. He's playing more reps. They still got Nico Collins. They still got Robert Woods, who people thought was supposed to be the number one in this offense.
Yeah.
So they still have a bunch of weapons. It's just Tank Dell was great. Tank Dell was having a hell of a year. It's unfortunate that he had to go down with the injury, but C.J. Stroud, I think he's not going to lose. He's not going to lose any. It's still going to be C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud show. Probably doesn't have that deep threat anymore. I think Nico Collins is still that guy. I think Nico Collins went for like 150 yards last week. So I got to go with the Texans here. C.J. Stroud has been throwing the ball great. He hasn't been turning it over a lot outside of that Cardinals game. And yeah, it just looks like he's the clear-cut rookie of the year.
Yeah.
But if he can he can steal this division now. The Jaguars are basically done. Trevor Lawrence he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. So this is the perfect opportunity for them to go in there and steal that division. And if he steals that division and gets a playoff spot, you have to consider for MVP.
Oh, hell yeah. Rookie of the year, definitely. MVP, that's...
Rookie of the year is a lock already.
Yeah.
MVP, you have to consider him because...
When was the last time a rookie was MVP?
I don't know, probably in the 60s. Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So... he has the stats already. The stats are there. He's top 5, top 10 in every category.
Mm-hmm.
All it is that he just has to make the playoff run, and he's only one game behind this Jaguars team that just lost Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So
that division is wide open. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wide open. So if he sneaks into the playoffs as a rookie, this is a Texans team that was they had maybe 4 wins last year, I think.
Yeah.
So for you to take a team, and the only difference is that I think they already had Tank Dell on the team. I'm pretty sure. Maybe he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is a rookie. But for you to take a team that was a lottery pick last year and take them to the playoffs the very next season, you have to be considered in that MVP talk. They're definitely, after this week, they're definitely going to have him in MVP talks because they're going to go in there and they're going to steal the division. Mm-hmm. So give me the Texans in this over the Jets. I'm going to say 24-13.
Yeah. And CJ Stroud, if you're listening, for the love of God, stay healthy. I don't care if you have to wrap yourself up in plastic and bubble wrap. Please stay healthy because quarterbacks been getting bit by the injury bug left and right all season long. So for the love of God, stay healthy. Anyway, next up, you got the Baltimore Ravens at home against the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams they probably one of the most middle of the road teams in the league. And the thing is, I expected so much more out of them. And the thing is, they still got a hell of a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. It's just the defense that's been folding as of late. And just to think, a couple years ago, they had a top 10, top 5 defense. Baltimore, man, I mean, and once again, hopefully nobody gets bit by the injury bug because around this time of year, that's what Baltimore's good for doing. But the thing is, Baltimore, they are very, very high-powered as far as the offensive side of the ball. Now, Lamar, there might be a couple little hiccups, but other than that, I mean, Lamar gets free. Nobody on that, well, maybe not nobody, but nobody other than Aaron Donald can stop Lamar Jackson. And he's going to have to be down Lamar Jackson's throat for all 60 minutes of the game. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. I mean, that O-line is a little bit suspect, but still, I mean, he's going to have to be, you're going to have to literally stuff Lamar Jackson. You're going to have to force Lamar Jackson to beat him with his arm. And everybody says that that's the blueprint to beating him. But lately, he hasn't been turning the ball over and he's been making good decisions. And number one, last but not least, his receivers are not dropping passes. That's what everybody was getting on them about. But all in all, going ahead and give me the Ravens in this game, 27-21 over the Rams. Who you got? Ravens, Rams.
I like what you were saying, and I agree with you. Mm-hmm. The Rams have to play these guys hard, but I just don't think they will. Yeah. The one thing that you can do that's Aaron Donald's weakness is that you can run the ball.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald, I mean, he's a good run stuffer, but he's one person on that line.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time Aaron Donald is on that line, I wish Aaron Donald was on the Niners because the 49ers seem to give Nick Bosa everybody.
Oh, God. Yeah.
This man has everybody on that D-line. Aaron Donald got no names. Can you tell me anyone on the D-line with Aaron Donald right now?
Hell no.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Nick Bosa got Chase Young, Javon Hargreaves, Eric Armstead. Hell, he probably got somebody that we don't even know about also on there. So or Chase Young too. Yeah, but it's just ridiculous. So when I see that, and I'm thinking to myself, well, how is he going to stop Lamar from doing an option, bouncing to the outside, or just keeping it inside for Keaton Mitchell or Gus Edwards? We still got, I think Odell is not hurt. Odell is fine.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers, still great. Mark Andrews went down, but there you go with what's his name, Isaiah Likely. He's balling out. Yeah, this Ravens team offensively is still good. They're still a good offensive team, and while the Rams are pretty all right at defense right now, you have to look at the offensive side of the Rams. The Rams' offense has looked terrible lately. Matt Stafford has looked terrible. Kyren Williams, he's ever since he's came back, they've looked better. But it's like Cooper Kupp looks like a shell of his former self out there. I don't know if he's still injured. Puka's trying his hardest to keep this team afloat. But Matt Stafford he's looking like Father Time has whooped his ass recently. So he's not getting any breaks against this Baltimore defense anytime soon. I have to go with the Ravens here. Even though the Rams put up 30-plus points last week, I can't expect them to do that again. They did do it against the Browns, but I mean that's a Browns offense that is probably giving up the ball countless times. I don't think you're going to see that with the Ravens. So give me the Ravens this week. I'm going to say 27-21 over the Rams.
All right. Next up, this might be a sleeper game somewhat, but we got the Minnesota Vikings against the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are at home in this game. Now, the Raiders, they're thing is they're on the down track, but thing is they will hang around in some games, and I think this is going to be one of those games where they hang around, but they piss it away at the last minute because Minnesota, they're getting Justin Jefferson back. They have a pretty damn decent running game. It's just is Josh Dobbs going to perform and rise to the occasion? And in this game, I actually think so. So going ahead and give me the Vikings in this game. Let's say 24-20 against the Raiders. Who you got? Vikings Raiders.
This is a return of Justin Jefferson. He's back healthy. This is the game we get to see if Josh Dobbs really is the guy.
Yeah.
Because testing him or judging him before this game, it was kind of like it was a little weird because they weren't at full power at receiver. So you still have a rookie in Addison. KJ Osborne he's all right. He comes in flashes. TJ Hawkinson has looked like one of the best tight ends in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And then the run game is solid. They don't have like the big names, but they got guys who go out there and they put up yards for you. They get you the yards. So Justin Jefferson being added back in this, I think Josh Dobbs might have a hell of a game.
Oh yeah.
He might have a hell of a game, and I'm looking forward to. I'm actually going to sit down and watch that one. So, I think they beat the Raiders? Yeah, I think the Raiders' momentum died. I think all that new coach. This is a players coach kind of situation going on. I think all that it's kind of fizzled out. I think they're coming back down to earth. Defensively, I think it's gonna be one of those games where the first half it might be low scoring, but the second half, I think that's where we see Justin Jefferson shine. I think that's where we see TJ Hawkinson shine even more. And on the other side, I don't think Devontae Adams gets the ball. I think they go back. They're going to try to force feed him the ball, but that might lead to interceptions. And those interceptions are going to lead to a Vikings victory. So give me the Vikings in this game. I'm going to say 24-20 over the Raiders.
All right. Next up, NFC West matchup. You got the Seattle Seahawks going on the road against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if both of these teams dropped 42 points on each other. I got this as the game of the week, potentially. And it's a 4:30 game or 4 o'clock slot game. Man, the Seahawks put on a show last week. And thing is, they're going up against a team that's, that they're very familiar with and is for the better part of this half decade. San Francisco has been the Cowboys' kryptonite. These teams know each other pretty good. I think this is going to be one of those teams where there's games where they beat the hell out of each other because it seems like every answer they got every weapon they have, somebody has a counter or an answer for it. This one might very well come down to who's got the ball in the last 2 minutes of the game. And who do you trust more? Do you trust Brock Purdy more with his weapons, or do you trust Geno more with his weapons? Do you trust that Seattle defense more, or do you trust that San Francisco defense more? I say in the last 2 minutes, you would trust that San Francisco defense more. So going ahead and give me the Niners in this game, let's say 34-28. Who you got? Niners Seahawks.
Niners Seahawks. They play each other hard. And after last week against the Cowboys, it is pretty interesting to see how Geno bounces back against this 49ers team, who honestly look like the clear-cut team of the year. They look like the guys to beat this year. As long as they stay healthy, I don't think the Eagles can beat Brock Purdy and the 49ers at full health, because Brock Purdy getting hurt in that game, a lot of people say it didn't matter. It looks like it matters.
Yeah, it matters. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it matters now. So I don't think the Seahawks stand a chance in this game. I forget.
Whoa, I wouldn't say they don't stand a chance.
I don't think they stand a chance.
Wow.
They had a real battle against this what was it? A couple weeks ago, I think, when y'all were saying, "Oh man, yeah, this 49ers Seahawks game is gonna be a battle," and they got cooked 31 to something. I think it was like 31-14. So I think it's just a repeat of that. I think they come out here and they try and they just fail again, because this 49ers team, when everyone is healthy and you got Trent Williams out there, you got Debo out there, you got Ayuk out there, you got Purdy out there, you got CMC out there. The defense is getting better and better every week. Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Hargraves. We were just talking about these guys. Fred Warner.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you and Charvarius Ward. So it's like they got guys out there. So yeah, I don't see, and I mean, it took. I'm not a downplay Geno, but it took a hell of a performance from DK Metcalf to even keep him in that game.
Yeah.
Against the Cowboys. So, and this is a Cowboys team that got demolished by the 49ers, and we just saw a couple weeks ago that the Seahawks got demolished by the 49ers. Yeah. It's just going to be a repeat. Nothing's changed. The Seahawks didn't get better. They might get Kenneth Walker back, but Kenneth Walker ain't a game changer. So give me the 49ers in this. I'm going to say 30-17 over the Seahawks.
Wow, okay. All right, next up. You got the Buffalo Bills going on the road against Kansas City. Kansas City had a little bit of a hiccup last week against Green Bay. And Buffalo, as good as they are on paper, I don't quite know what to make of them. I think that at this point, Kansas City's got a playoff spot regardless. I just don't know what Buffalo Bills is going to show up here. Now, Buffalo has beaten Kansas City before. But is this going to be the case here, especially with Kansas City, with them losing the way they did last week? I mean, we all know what they bring to the table. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce. We know what they got. The thing is, the defense has got some holes in it, though. I'm not going to lie about that. But Buffalo, they haven't really done a good of a job exploiting flaws in offensive side of the ball. And Josh Allen, I don't know if he's injured or what, because he's not playing like himself. We'll see in this game. I mean, both of these teams got chinks in their armor. But I just think that Kansas City's going to do a better job. Especially because Buffalo completely, dropped the ball against the Eagles a couple of weeks ago. Man, that was hard to watch. But anyway, give me Kansas City 28-21 over Buffalo. Who you got? Chiefs, Bills?
Chiefs, Bills. Let's see. Chiefs, Bills. I might have to go with the Bills in this one. The Chiefs have been.
Oh wow, really?
They've been a little weak lately. A lot of teams have been exploiting them nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to realize that Travis Kelce, he might not be fully healthy. Or what's his name? Rashee Rice is not a wide receiver one. Sky Moore is definitely not a wide receiver one. Isaiah Pacheco, he's good, but he can't carry this team. This is a team that is supposed to be throwing the ball.
Yeah,
who are they going to throw to nowadays? If Travis Kelce is not fully healthy, doesn't look fully healthy, he's been favoring that ankle and the knee all year. And then you got a Bills team on the other side who they've had their issues. They had their locker room issues. They've had all kinds of issues, but it seems like all that's kind of going away now. They're getting back to football. They're getting back to trying to make the playoffs. So this is a team that's hungry to make the playoffs, facing a team that's beat up. It looks like, a shell of their former selves from last year. You look at this team, you wonder, how the hell did they win the Super Bowl last year? I think the Chiefs are beat up right now, and I think this is the time to exploit them. I think the Bills are going to do exactly that. So give me the Bills in this one. I'm going to say it's still close, but give me the Bills in this 28-24 over the Chiefs.
All right. I'll buy that. I'll actually buy that. Next up, NFC West matchup. You got the Denver Broncos going up against your LA Chargers. Who you got? Chargers, Broncos.
Chargers, Broncos. I should have asked you what you think about Russ one more year.
I like it. I like Russ for another year because his first year was a complete dumpster fire, and I think it's because he was getting used to the system. But the thing is he brought them back from the depths of hell, and I like that. And but yeah, I say we give him another year. But anyway, go on your prediction.
This one's a weird one for me because
very.
This Broncos team they're built to beat us. Javonte Williams has looked great. The Chargers on the other side, I mean, it's been an iffy situation. You got Keenan Allen. If you take him out the game, which I mean Patrick Surtain can do, and then that leaves us to rely on Austin Eckler, who has been looking terrible lately. Mm-hmm. I think last week he had 14 carries for 18 yards. That's not a running back you can rely on. He hasn't been great in the receiving game. Quentin Johnston, he had a decent game last week, but he dropped a couple big plays. We've seen him drop plenty of big plays. That was one of his draft negatives, was that he's got butterfingers. He can't hold on to the ball, so he's showing it full effect right now. So that's not good. And Justin Herbert can't he ain't Michael Vick. He's not gonna be running and saving this game. So this might be a Broncos game, because you've got Russ, he's not gonna blow you out the water with his quarterback play, but he's a game manager. He's gonna do enough to get you down the field and get you in the scoring range. Mm-hmm. And then you got Javonte Williams out there who can run the ball hard, and Javonte Williams against this Chargers defense, who is susceptible to the run, is probably going to have a great game. Mm-hmm. So this is a team that knows this defense. This is a team that knows this offense. We play them 2 times a year. They know us very well. I got to go with the Broncos in this. I don't think the Chargers are in a position to win this game, but they might. Yeah. So we'll see. But give me the Broncos in this. I'm going to say 22-20 over the Chargers.
Yeah, I'd feel a hell of a lot more comfortable picking the Chargers in this game too if I wasn't so sure they wouldn't blow a damn lead. And the thing is, that's probably what's going to happen too. Is they're probably going to have a pretty, a manageable lead. Let's just say 8 to 10 point lead going into the half, and then Denver's going to somehow claw their way back in and beat them at the last minute. I see it coming. The writing's on the wall for this game for it to happen in this game. And the thing is, the Chargers they don't even suck. They have a lot of talent on the team. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's coaching or if it's just bad freaking luck. And Denver, with the way they are right now, they could BS their way into the damn playoffs. And I wouldn't be mad if they made it either. But anyway, go ahead and give me the Broncos in this game. Let's say 27-23 over the Chargers. Next, prime time. You got the Philadelphia Eagles going on the road against the Dallas Cowboys. Who you got? Cowboys, Eagles.
My bad. You said Cowboys versus who? Eagles?
Yeah, Cowboys, Eagles. NFC East matchup.
Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah, at Jerry World.
This is going to be a fun game. This is a game everyone's tuning into. Of course, they made it the primetime game. Of course, we know. Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a game. It was a close game last time they played, and Dak blew it twice at the goal line. Yeah, this is a weird one, because this is an Eagles team that just came off of a battle in overtime against the Bills. Then they have a hell of a physical game against this 49ers team, so they're beat up. This Cowboys team, I mean, they had a hell of a game against the Seahawks team before that. So it's 2 teams coming into this week, and I don't know if they're going to be 100%. I'm kind of leaning towards the Eagles to be a bit more beat up, though, because you just had 2 hell of a games. You face the Bills in an overtime matchup, then you go and you have to face the Niners, probably the best team in the league, and they beat you up.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing. You can say the same thing about the Cowboys going to war with the Seahawks too, with them barely escaping out of there. You can say the same thing.
Yeah, but it was a war. But who did they have to play the week before? The Commanders. Yeah. And then I think the Cowboys Seahawks was a Thursday game, so they got 10 days of rest. So it's not like this Eagles 49ers situation where I think that was the Sunday night game.
Yep.
If I remember correctly. So it's like you're on limited time. You just faced 2 teams that were Super Bowl contenders, and it's like the Cowboys want your neck. They want your neck because they are feasting. They want that divisional spot, and this is the week to do it. So it's like it's a little rough, but I'm still gonna lean towards the Eagles.
Yeah.
But it might be a Cowboys game. It might be a Cowboys game. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just gonna lean towards the Eagles in this one. I'm gonna say Eagles 31, Cowboys 28.
I'm right there with you in that same boat. Yeah, like I said, these games are always close, and I don't care if it's a Jerry World or not. I mean, with Philly, they're on a tear right now. This is going to be one of those who wants it more kind of games, though. Like I said, a Dallas win wouldn't surprise me here. But yeah, like I said, with both of these teams, Dallas went to war last week, and Philly got punched in the mouth. And I think that Philly's going to do a better job of responding to that. Yeah, so going ahead, and I got the same score. Philly 31, Dallas 28. Next up, a Monday night doubleheader. First, we got the Tennessee Titans going on the road against the Miami Dolphins. I make this one short, sweet, and to the point. You can make both of these short, sweet, and to the point, actually. Tennessee, they're not really doing that much. I mean, Derrick Henry's pretty much the workhorse, and you were right about Tannehill. Tannehill's time is way, way up. In Miami, they're going to do whatever the hell they can to secure that one of those top spots in the AFC, because the AFC is scary as hell right now. Any of those top 3 spots could be scary. But yeah, going ahead and give me Miami, let's say 28-17 over Tennessee. Who you got? Dolphins, Titans.
Give me the Dolphins in this. Derrick Henry had a good game, but he bounced his head off of the fucking the grass. It was crazy to see that happen. Apparently, he doesn't have a concussion though, so he might still play. It's rough though because I don't see Derrick Henry being an effective player in this game because you know how it is. Derrick, they get the score ran up on him and Derrick Henry's out of the game script. I think that's what happens this week because this is a Dolphins team that's back in business. They got we can consider him the clear-cut number 1 at this point. It's Achane. Obviously, Mostert is still there, but Achane is the better running back. Obviously, they're still going to give Mostert his due diligence because he's had a great season, but that's a crazy 1-2 punch, and they're both speedy. And then you got a healthy Tyreek Hill still chasing the record. You still got Jalen Waddle, what's his name, Durham Smythe. He's been good at quarter or tight end. Tua, I mean, he's prone to a pick six every now and then, but I mean, it doesn't even matter when Tyreek Hill is catching 50-yard bombs or taking it to the house for 70 yards. Yeah. So it doesn't. It's like this Titans team is one of the worst passing defenses in the league. Tyreek Hill might put up 200 yards this week for all we know. So I can't look at the Will Levis side of this and be like, oh man, Will Levis and D-Hop are they about to battle, against Tua. Like, no. Give me the Dolphins in this. It might be another 40-point game for all I know, but I'm going to say Dolphins 35, Titans 20.
Right. And last but not least, we got the Green Bay Packers going on the road against the New York Giants. The New York Giants, nuked the whole organization and just built it back up from scratch. Green Bay has got their second win because they got the running game back up, and then you got Jordan Love actually playing like he wants to be a top guy. It's pretty much open and shut case. All Green Bay really has to do is just not choke it, not piss it away or mess up in any way. Play a solid 60 minutes of football, and you got it. Unless something crazy happens, like an injury or something like that, God forbid. But yeah, the Giants haven't shown me anything this year. They're one of these teams that just disappointed me. But all in all, open and shut case. Going ahead and give me the Green Bay Packers in this game. Let's say 27-13. Who you got? Packers Giants. This would have been one of the games to watch a few years ago. This is one of those games that was a playoff game a few years ago. But yeah, anyway, who you got?
I wouldn't even do that a few years ago because Aaron Rodgers was still there.
Well, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is cooking any variation of the Giants. Except maybe the 2009 Giants, but he won in 2010. So the 2009 Giants, I think, won it, right? I'm remembering correctly. I forget.
Against the Patriots.
2008. It was one of those years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a game that I'm looking forward to. I'll say that. This Giants defense might make it a little bit interesting because Jordan Love, he's still fresh. He's still green. He's not going to go out there and have like consistent back-to-back nights for us. This might be a game where he starts off slow. Christian Watson, I think he's healthy. I don't know. I think if I remember correctly, he did have like a little injury. I don't remember entirely, but even then, I still think AJ Dillon is having a hell of a year without Aaron Jones there. And I wish they would run the ball with him more because there's been a lot of times where he was getting like 5-6 yards a carry, and I'm just yelling like, "Why aren't you guys running
the damn ball?" Yeah.
When this man is dominating this team, so hopefully they get him more involved when he's got the hot hand like that. But this Giants team, they just begin blowing out the water week to week, and Tommy DeVito, he's all right, but he's not that guy.
Yeah, he's not.
Give me the Packers in this 24 to we'll say 24-17 over the Giants.
All right, and that'll do it for this week's edition of the NFL Fourth and Goal podcast. Hopefully we see some damn good football this week, and I look forward to in out of our predictions, I'll probably see 1 or 2 upsets. But anyway, got any final thoughts before we sign out tonight?
Yeah, just hopefully tomorrow's game isn't terrible. It's looking like it's going to be the typical Thursday night game.
Yeah.
I hope y'all and the Patriots give us a game of the week situation. But I'll hold my breath on that.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, because we got Mitch Trubisky's squad. It's not going to be like it was Thursday night last week, who we got a barn burner from the Seahawks and the Cowboys. It's not even going to be close.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not going to be close to that. But I'll go with. I'll just go with. Hopefully tomorrow's fun, at least a fun game, and that's all I wish for this week.
All right. Anyway, that'll do it for the Fourth and Goal podcast this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys catch the replay on YouTube. Flip, buddy, thank you for doing the best for helping me host the show every week. I'll see you next week. Peace out.
Thanks for having me, my guy.